Okay, I'm going to show you what I'm going to make, how I'm going to do the sky. I'm going to take some, this is cerulean blue. It's sort of this is more of a sky blue color, but I'm going to also, I don't care if it mix, I'm going to take some cobalt blue for a little bit darker tint to the sky in some areas. The water would maybe be closer to the cobalt blue. So, all right, and then I'm going to take, this is a little darker. This is ultramarine blue. So kind of, you can look at it that way. If you get darker ultramarine over to cobalt, which is almost a little bit toward a more pure blue, and to, I guess, to the green end of the thing. Because that's exactly how you ought to think about it. Because if you look at the color wheel, you know, if you go red towards blue, you'll get to a sort of a blue with a sort of a reddish tint, well, almost a violet tint, and that's your ultramarine. And then as you get away from the ultramarine and go in towards the pure blue, and then you come out on the other side towards a sort of yellowish tint blue, and then you go into green. So that's a good darker blue, pure blue, and a greenish blue. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I have plenty of, wait a second here, what is this? I thought this was ultramarine. I think it is. So now I'm doubting myself. I think somehow I got some. It looks a little darker than I thought it would be. It almost has a sort of a indigo tint to it. Let me put indigo, make sure I'm not seeing things. I think I'm right. This is indigo is a darker. No, that's not indigo. It's just got a weird, really dark tint to it. I'm gonna bring it back over here. I don't want to use that unless I really need it. What kind of tint to take? Okay, so I'm going to try to move to not such a dark sky. All right. So I have a mix of stuff here, I guess. You know, it doesn't really matter. We're just learning how to do it. All right. So what I'm going to do is take my sky. It's probably not even that wet. So sky is really easy. You just get some blue. You could do a nice wash, I guess you could do. All right. The wash is just laying the color down and then come back again. I'm not such a, you know, I don't think it matters that much on a sky. Skies are not real smooth. You know, there's different kind of washes. You can have a darker to a lighter, or you can have this, you can take the same color and start running it down. You'll have to pick up paint every time you come down like that, you know, but, so I'm not going to do it. All right. I'm just going to put blue down so we won't worry too much. We're going to learn a little bit on sky here. All right. So let's do a little darker tint to it because sky, again, I said it wasn't. So you can even take over here. All right. What do we got here now? Actually, I should have a little bit of ultramarine. Yeah, here. Right. You can even run a color up here. See? All right. And we're going to. I'm going to stop here and blot out some. Kind of make a few clouds, maybe. I just see cloud-like areas. Okay, well, that's good. Well, we don't need too much cloud. All right, and I'm gonna, again, I don't think it matters if you're irregular on sky that much. You can practice these washes. Actually, take paint and then start running it down from the top to the bottom. See how evenly you can lay that wash down. I mean, it's certainly something to say about having control. All right, that would be brush. All right. Oh, I messed that up. Actually, I said that it didn't really matter that much. All right, let's go in here. All right. I'll get this down, how to demonstrate this a little better when I've done it a little bit and see what the nice way to get rid of paint off your lighthouse there. Okay. Now, really, you would think it would It'll get a little less intense. As you go toward the bottom, typically it seems like it does lighten up towards the horizon. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to lighten the horizon a little bit. I didn't kind of finish it. I have a bad habit of kind of just dropping it off on the end irregularly and not really finishing it. You know, so it comes out where I wish I'd extended my painting over a little bit farther. Okay. So we're trying to maybe make those edges on the clouds not so sharp. Clouds are usually a little softer. Okay. You see, I just kind of blot it. All right. That's. So, you know, I mean, it's, how are we going to do it? Let's see. Basic sky. You know, you see, I wasn't really that careful. I just had the right colors. It has that cerulean blue, that cobalt blue, and then a little bit of the ultramarine blue, which, you know, you got to be careful with that when you get a dark sky. So, and I didn't even kind of let it run together too. So, but you know, the skies are not perfect. All right. I do need to run it down though towards a little better job along the edge here, because I've run into that too. I get sloppy, and I get you can clean up sloppy, but it's maybe better not to have to clean up so much. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to flip it around and do exactly the same thing on this side. I don't know what I did. I don't even know if I had the other one. I'm just flipped it around. I'm doing the exact same thing, but a little darker on the water, starting in the water. So I got a little bit more of that ultramarine in it. So we're going to go over here. We're going to kind of go around the rocks. All right, you know, again, you drew the rocks on there the shape you want it. You can change and make any shape you want. If it doesn't look like it's coming out right. So a little more ultramarine blue. And the same thing. Alright. On the rock there, don't worry about that. And you can see how careful you have to be with watercolor. Not. Alright. Now I'm kind of bringing it towards that horizon where it dropped down. Alright. I'm sure I could be a little bit, I'm sure there are advantages in being a little bit less loose. But watercolor is really a loose media, I think. It looks better when it kind of just does its thing. And then, I mean, you have to come back and correct things sometimes when it's not the thing you wanted. Alright, look at that. I'll have to clean that up later. There. I'll make my lighthouse wider. Got a little white there. I didn't really bring it to the edge. So once it dries, it becomes a different story. Alright. Like this. See that little thing right there? It's better to deal with that now, if you must. Wet a brush, then kind of dry it. And then kind of take that and kind of, okay. See, I got rid of that little area just by, the brush is just barely damp. So I'm going to pick up them. See, I should have graduated from Pass High. Alright. Okay, there you go. Well, so what I did, I took the mix, all I did, like the three colors there. Cerulean blue is sort of like a sky blue, more of a pure blue, the cobalt blue, again, and then this is the darker blue, the ultramarine, which is a little bit towards that red side of violet. So on the color wheel, again, it would be a ultramarine, pure blue towards the other side toward a more of a greenish tinted blue. Okay, so that's a good, nice color. I didn't put. You could have just swatched in some brown or some red. I mean, I did a little bit on top, but just to give a little kind of variance to it, because nature is not one pure color all the time. So if you're painting something, this is something I learned: vary the colors, vary the tone. You gotta have certain principles you're sticking with, but that's why when you see some paintings there is flat one color, it just doesn't look right because nothing is flat one color. All right. So and then I put a little bit of ultramarine into the water because the water is going to reflect. It's going to be a little darker than the sky. It has that tint of the sky because you're reflecting off of it, but water itself is dark, so that's why it gives it that darker blue. So a little bit more color up top, and as you come down at one point, maybe getting a little lighter for the horizon, but not sharp. It doesn't matter. You could take it all the way down too, and then kind of reversing it for the water. And then you got your lighthouse, and this is going to be the rock. So, okay.